Well, it looks like the holiday season is upon us again. And if you're stuck for present ideas, well, nothing beats unique, creative, personalized gifts. Things like coffee mugs and calendars and even personalized books have long had the ability to connect with people in ways that other gifts simply can't. And with the advent of AI, it's easier than ever for everyday people with creative ideas to create stunning personalized artwork that can be used on all those items and more. Welcome back to the channel,
where we discuss the creative uses of AI. And it used to be that personalized gifts could be anything from calendars with family photos on there, or coffee mugs with a face or a saying that somebody said, something that was unique to the individual who was receiving the gift, whether it was a picture of them or just something that they enjoyed. And all that was fine if you wanted to do simple things like just put somebody's face or a photograph onto a personalized gift. But what if you wanted to do something kind of crazy and do some sort of fantastic imagery that would require Photoshop skills back in the day, and you don't have Photoshop skills? Well, now in the age of AI, you don't need Photoshop skills. All you need is the tools and a little imagination to create personalized gifts that will be stunning. And as I alluded to, there's a couple of categories of personalized gifts. There are personalized gifts that are special to the individual because you're speaking to something that they're interested in, or a passion, or maybe a quote that is attributed to them, but there's not necessarily a picture of them to personalize it. You've got imagery of other types. Maybe they like a particular style of art. Who knows? But of course, the more compelling and engaging way to create a personalized, to have the person's image as part of the gift. And today, thanks to our sponsor Shakker, I'm going to show you a one-stop shop to get all of this done. You may be familiar with Shakker. They've been around quite a while, and they have quite a large model repository of all kinds. And they also have several AI image generation tools. They have their own AI image generator, which we'll be playing with today. But if you're familiar with Automatic 1111, they have a web UI to that, and also Comfy UI, as well as a lot of Comfy UI workflows. That's sort of a sidestep for what we're doing today, but just so you know that those resources are here and part of the Shakker platform. The Flux models are all the rage today because they have such great quality and a lot of diversity in what you can create, and they follow prompts wonderfully. And they have the ability to generate accurate text in your renderings. All of this makes creating personalized gifts way easier than ever before, and so much more flexibility. From the Shakker main page, they have a link to their selected Flux models. Let's say kind of an abstract example. Let's say you're going to do something for a kid, and the kid likes, I don't know, monsters and Star Wars. So we can look through these Flux models, and here's one called Monsters Are Coming. So if we click on that, we can kind of see a preview of the types of images we can expect to create from this thing. And if we want to, we can use one of these images as a starting point. So let's say I've got a nephew, he loves Darth Vader, right? And he also loves crazy drawings and monsters and things like that. And his name is Brent. Okay, so let's just choose a picture here like this one. We can hover over and get the image info here, copy that prompt, scroll back up to the top of the page and click Run This Model. This is going to open up their image generator, and it's going to load that Flux model right in here. Monsters are coming, and there's a weight established of 0.8. Now let's paste that prompt that we copied. The prompt says a vibrant, whimsical illustration of a bold Spinosaurus. Well, we want Darth Vader instead, so let's just replace that, Darth Vader. And let's personalize this for Brent, holding a sign that says, Hi, Brent, surrounded by quirky icons like animals, light bulbs, globes, fun symbols. Why don't we put things like lightsabers, say Wookiees, just Star Wars stuff. Make sure we've got the number of images we want to generate selected correctly. We'll just choose one for right now. We choose our aspect ratio. For this one, we'll go 4:3, and we'll leave everything exactly how it is, and we'll click on generate. And in a few seconds, we've got this. We've got monsters, we've got monster versions of Wookiees, and we've got Darth Vader saying, Hi, Brent. You could put that on a coffee mug, you could put it on a t-shirt, you could put it on a calendar, a bumper sticker, who knows what you want to put it on. Or what about something in a line draw style like this? Let's say you've got an aunt, she loves tulips, and she's always saying it's all divine. What if we made a little poster for her in this simple line draw style? So how about something like a single purple tulip in the middle of an empty meadow? Text above the flower reads, It's all divine. Just keep it really simple. It's a simple illustration. We'll just make sure we've got the one image that we want. We'll change the aspect ratio just for fun and click generate. Now in this case, we didn't get the illustration style we wanted, so we would just crank that up over here, but we still got a really nice image that could actually be a great gift still, just as it is. A purple tulip, it says it's all divine. You put that in a frame, boom, she's happy. But let's try and get that line drawing style we were looking for. How about this? We're going to say a line drawing illustration illustration of, there we go, that's exactly what I was looking for. A simple hand-drawn illustrated thing that said it's all divine. Now, if this is too much illustration for you, we can dial it back. You can adjust it all day long. So with a little thought about your friends and family and the things they like, you can probably create endless amounts of personalized gifts that you could put on things that would be meaningful to them. Because after all, you can put these images on just about anything these days. But what's going to take this up a notch is when you put their face in these images. That makes this a lot more fun and a lot more meaningful for them. And of course, it could be super entertaining as well. But to do that, we just need to build a model of the person that we're giving the gift to. And then we can use their face in whatever Flux images we create. And to do that, from the main page, you click on Train a LoRa. Once you're here, you'll see that you have several different types of LoRas you can train. You can do Flux LoRas. They also have a rapid version of the training for the Flux model. You can do Stable Diffusion models, SDXL models, create characters, animate, and create styles for your images. All of these things from in here. And if you think that training a lot of custom models is something that you're going to do, then you really need to take a look at Shakker's pricing plan. Like a lot of these solutions, they have a yearly option where you'll save some money and a monthly option. Let's say you do the 1-year option and it comes down to $24 a month and you get 35,000 fast tokens. Well, if each model takes around 500 to 600 tokens to train, and that is an estimate and it varies, you're going to get somewhere between 20 and 25 models out of that month of membership. That is a lot. I don't know of any other service that will allow you that much model building with that low a price on a monthly basis. Plus, you'll have plenty of credits left over to test everything and create images for your personalized gifts right here in the platform. And all you have to do in order to do this is to drag images. In this case, I'll drag 20 images of Tracy over. Once that's done, I'm going to create a trigger word for this to use in the prompts that I use to generate images with her face. So I'll just say Tracy Shakker in this case and click on crop and tag. This will have the AI go through all the images and describe what it's seeing there, and that will give the model more information. It'll be more accurate and more flexible. Then you'll create a sample image prompt that will generate an image to allow you to track the progress of the training as it goes along. In this case, close up, Tracy Shakker leaning up against a wooden pole that is part of a pier on a lake at sunset. Once that's done, you can click on start training. When the training is done, you're going to end up with 6 different versions of the model. 4 of these I've already deleted because I already know they're not giving me results I want. I would advise you to test these as you go along. You can actually test them by clicking the Test LoRa button. It will bring you to its own little testing area. You can choose the model you want. In this case, I'll put it up to about 1.13 and I'll just say woman enjoying coffee in a diner. Just generate that real quick like, and as you can see, it generated a great image. So that model is ready for us to use in all of our gift personalization projects. So now let's take all this up a notch. Now that we can put actual people in here, we can do a lot of really cool things. Let's go back to this generation here and see if we can put Tracy in this. So to add her model to this process, we'll just click on the plus. We'll go to favorites. We'll click on her model. We'll move it up again to about 1.4 or so. We'll just choose one image and we'll say a line drawing illustration of a woman holding a single purple tulip in the middle of an empty meadow. Text above her reads it's all divine. I think we already moved it down a little bit. Let's keep it here at about 1.1, generate. So while we do have a woman holding the flower and it's all divine, we're not really seeing her details. So here's a little tip. We'll do a close-up of so we'll get more in on her face. We'll bring this line draw weight down just even a little bit more because it still seems like it's pretty extreme. We'll click on generate. Now we've got a line drawing of her. It has her likeness and it's all divine and a purple tulip. That's what I'm talking about. But let's do something more realistic. If we wanted a more realistic version of this poster, let's go back and maybe choose this portrait LoRa here. Let's modify the prompt a little bit since it's going to be photorealistic. We'll say close up portrait of woman holding a purple tulip in an empty meadow. The words, it's all divine, are floating above her head. The sky is filled with blue and purple clouds, just for fun. And let's click one image here and see what we get. So you can see where we can go with this kind of thing. You could use the double exposure model to blend someone with some place or some other object that means something to them, like maybe a house they grew up in or like to visit. Here I blended an image of a house on a lake with a boat in it with my model. All of these images I'm creating are being put on this canvas here, and if I want to see what was used to create these or recreate them, I can click on generation info and it all pops up here. So I used the double exposure flux and I used the Bob Shakker LoRa to create this. For this one I used the American retro character illustration and Tracy's LoRa. Let's choose this realistic portrait style. Let's click run model. So now we've got it loaded in here, and let's say that we know someone who is crazy for cats. That's not me. How about a queen wearing blue and purple robes with long black hair is sitting on a cat-themed throne surrounded by regal cats of all kinds in a dark throne room. Above her head in ornate text are the words Queen of Cats. Now, something like this could go on the front of a calendar, it could just be a poster by itself, it could sit on a coffee mug, but let's see what we've got here. For this, we'll choose our model of Presley. I don't even think she has a cat. We'll move this portrait style down just a skosh. We'll generate a couple of options this time, and we'll go into this landscape mode, and we'll generate these. So if you've got a cat person in your life, something like this might be fun for them, and the possibilities, once again, are limitless. Let's say your uncle always wanted to be a pro baseball player. A baseball card featuring a man in a blue and purple baseball uniform. He is holding a baseball bat in position to swing. There is his name, Bob Doyle, various player stats along the bottom of the card. We'll get this in the right aspect ratio for a baseball card and see what we get. Whoops. Well, we're going to get Presley as a baseball player because I forgot to change the model to me. So we're going to do that now. We're going to go over here, click plus, choose me. Move that back up to about 1.4. We'll click generate and it will go into the queue. It will be in waiting status and they will generate when these are done. So I created a male version of Presley, but I like the basic design idea. This one should be much better and show me. Now, of course, because this is AI, some of these text things are a little bit wacky. You could go in and change those with the text editor, but a lot of the work is done for you. Certainly the hard part of putting the person in a uniform and making it look realistic has been done by AI for you. So here we go. There I am. My dream come true in the Bob Doyle Media colors, blue and purple, and I am holding a bat, and it's an old retro card, Bob Doyley. We're not getting all the details here, but you can see it's still a fun thing. But let's see if we can improve that text a little bit. The Shakker default model is the base model chosen for this, and my guess and my supposition is that this model itself is based on Flux because all of these Flux lures are running on top of it. But I have found sometimes if I'm having issues with text, I can change this model to the Flux model itself and run it again and get a little bit better results with the text. No promises, it's not always perfect, but sometimes it can improve it. Really about the same results with the text. We do have a good clear Bob Doyle here, and I didn't even say retro baseball card, but it went ahead and made that decision on its own. So if you are feeling up against it this holiday season and you want to create something that is unique and memorable, this is an easy way for someone who's not even a designer to come up with some incredible imagery that will delight and amuse friends and family for years to come. Plus, if you're an AI art generation geek and you love to create custom models, this is definitely the best deal going for building models money-wise, particularly when you get the quality that you do from these models and the flexibility to use them in whatever programs you'd like. I provided a link to Shakker in the description below. Go check out these Flux models, go play with these things, make a model or two, and see if your imagination just doesn't start streaming out ideas for everyone you know, have ever known, and ever will know. If these are the types of creative little hacks you like to learn about, well, why not subscribe to this channel? Because this is the kind of stuff we talk about all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you. And I